When I was a kid, I had a hero, not a superhero, a real one. A man in my neighborhood who had worked his way up from nothing. No inheritance, no lucky break. Just decades of quiet, disciplined decisions that most people never see and never talk about. He drove a simple car, he dressed simply, but everybody who knew him knew. This man had built something real. I used to sit around worrying that I'd never have enough money, that the dreams I had were just too expensive for someone like me. The gap between where I was and where I wanted to be felt impossible. And one day I said that out loud to him. He looked at me and said, "Don't worry about earning millions. Focus on the first 100,000, because after that, your net worth will go crazy." At the time, I didn't know what to do with that. $100,000 still sounded like a mountain I had no business climbing. But that sentence never left me. And years later, after I learned how money actually works, I finally understood what he meant. So today, we are going to break it all down for you. Why the first 100,000 is so hard. Why everything gets easier after that. And exactly how to get there. Step by step. Let's start with the honest truth. Starting out is hard. When you're young and early in your career, you don't have much experience yet. And the market pays for experience. You're not making the big salary. You might be working a job that barely covers your bills, let alone one that lets you save hundreds of dollars a month. And it's not just about individual choices. The system itself is harder to navigate than it used to be. Older workers are staying in the workforce longer, which means younger workers are competing for the same positions. The ladder has more people on it, and fewer rungs available at the bottom. Studies have found that compared to baby boomers at the exact same age, today's young adults have about 86% less buying power. That's not a small gap, that's a canyon. The same dollar that stretched far in 1975 barely makes it across the room today. 86% less buying power. Gen Z compared to boomers at the same life stage. The cost of living has grown far faster than the wages for young workers. Now, the flip side is, the internet has opened up opportunities that flat out didn't exist a generation ago. You can learn almost any skill for free online. You can sell a product to someone across the world from your bedroom. You can freelance, consult, create content, build software, all before turning 25. The playing field isn't even, but it has never had more doors in it. The key is walking through one. But even if you're earning and saving, there's a second reason the first 100,000 is slow, and it's math. Specifically, it's the way compounded interest behaves when your balance is small. Here's an example. You invest $10,000 at a 7% annual return. After 5 years, you'd have around $14,000. That's only $4,000 in gains. For 5 years of patience, $4,000. At this stage, the money you put in matters far more than the interest it earns. The engine of compounding exists. It's just not powerful yet. It needs fuel, and that fuel is time and contributions. $10,000 at 7% for 5 years equals $14,176. Only $4,176 in gains. Early on, your savings rate drives growth, not compounding. The engine needs to be bigger before it can pull the train. This is why so many people give up early. They save diligently for a year or two, look at the balance, and think, this isn't working. But it is working. It's just warming up. Now here is where the story changes. Picture a snowball at the very top of a long hill. When it's tiny, at the size of your fist, it rolls slowly. It picks up a little snow here, a little there. The progress barely feels real. But give it enough time, and it becomes something else entirely. Once it reaches a certain size, it doesn't just roll. It accelerates. It gathers snow so fast you can barely keep up with it. That snowball is your net worth. And $100,000 is the size it needs to be before the real acceleration begins. Let me show you this with real numbers. Imagine you're investing $10,000 every single year, about $830 a month, at a 7% return. Here's how long it takes to hit each $100,000 milestone. $0 to $100,000, 7.84 years. $100,000 to $200,000, 5.1 years. 35% faster. $200,000 to $300,000, 3.78 years. $300,000 to $400,000, 3.0 years. $400,000 to $500,000, 2.5 years. Look at that progression. That first 100,000 took nearly 8 years. The second 100, just over 5. The third, under 4. By the time you're chasing your fifth 100,000, you're adding it in 2.5 years. Same contributions, same return. The only thing that changed is the size of the snowball. And here's the part of this story that genuinely stops me in my tracks. If you hit $100,000 and then just leave it alone, no new contributions, no withdrawals, just parked in a basic index fund at 7%, it could grow into $1 million in roughly 33 years. You do the work once. You hit the milestone once. And then time does the rest. That is the power of compound interest at scale. And it only becomes available to you once you've crossed that first threshold. So how do you actually get to 100,000? I want to give you 6 concrete methods, a framework I call GROWTH. Each letter stands for one of the strategies. Together they form a system. Let's go through them one by one. Step 1. G stands for govern your finances. That means having a budget and actually using it. Not just knowing roughly what you spend, but being specific. Knowing the difference between what you need and what you just want. Rent, food, utilities, those are needs. A new outfit every week, eating out 4 nights in a row, those are wants. Both are fine in moderation. But when you can't tell them apart, money disappears and you don't know where it went. The other thing to watch for here is lifestyle inflation. That's when your income goes up and your spending goes right up with it. You get a raise and suddenly you need a nicer apartment, a newer car, better vacations. The gap between what you earn and what you save never changes. Don't fall into that trap. Every time your income increases, save at least half of the increase before you upgrade your lifestyle. Step 2. R is for roots. Specifically, rooting your investments in index funds. An index fund is a simple, low-cost way to invest in the stock market. Instead of betting on one company, you're betting on the entire economy. Historically, that bet has returned around 7 to 10% a year over the long run. The secret isn't picking the right stock. The secret is starting early and never stopping. $250 a month, that's roughly $8 a day, invested at 7% for 40 years becomes $656,000. Not because of any genius move, because of boring, reliable consistency. $250 per month at 7% for 40 years equals $656,000. $8 a day, the price of a coffee and a snack, invested instead. Step 3. O is for optimize your taxes. Now I know that sounds dry, but listen, taxes are one of the biggest costs you'll ever face, and most people never think strategically about them. Tax advantaged accounts like a 401k, an IRA, or an HSA. Let your money grow without the government taking a cut every year. That means more of your money compounds over time. And if you have any kind of side income, even small, there are legitimate expenses you can deduct: equipment, software, home office space. Every dollar you keep from the tax bill is a dollar that stays in the snowball. Step 4. W is for wipe out high interest debt. The average American carries around $21,000 in personal debt. And here's the most important thing to understand about debt. It is compounding working against you. While your investments might be growing at 7%, a credit card could be charging you 20, 25, even 30% interest. That's not just a headwind, it's a wall. Every month you carry that balance, it grows. Every dollar you pay toward an interest is a dollar that never reaches your investment account. Use the avalanche method. List all your debts, pay the minimum on everything, but throw every extra dollar at the one with the highest interest rate. When that's gone, move to the next one. It's not glamorous, but it stops the bleeding. And once the debt is gone, all that money you were sending to lenders goes straight into your wealth instead. Step 5. T is for tapping extra income. Right now, roughly half of all Americans have some kind of side hustle, including many people earning 6 figures at their day job, not because they're struggling, but because they understand diversification. 1 income stream is fragile, 2 is resilient, 3 is momentum. Your side hustle doesn't have to be a startup. It can be freelance writing, tutoring, graphic design, reselling items online, walking dogs, teaching a skill you already have. The goal isn't to replace your income. Not yet. The goal is to funnel the extra directly into savings and investment. Every dollar earned on the side is a dollar that didn't have to come from your paycheck. Step 6, and H, the last letter, is for harnessing discipline. This is the one that separates people who talk about wealth from people who actually build it. Discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. It's about making the same right choice, week after week, month after month. Even when you're tired, even when your friends are spending freely, even when the market drops and everything in you wants to panic and sell. The tools in this framework only work if you actually use them, regularly, without making exceptions for every occasion that feels special. Discipline is the currency of success. You can't buy it. You can't borrow it. You have to earn it, one small decision at a time. The first $100,000 is the hardest money you will ever make. It will test your patience. It will test your discipline. It will make you question whether any of this is worth it, especially in those early months when the numbers barely seem to move. But here is what I want you to hold on to. Every person who has ever crossed that threshold felt exactly what you're feeling right now. The doubt, the slowness, the wondering. And they kept going anyway, not because they were special, but because they understood that the math was on their side. They just had to stay in the game long enough for it to prove them right. Once you get there, once that snowball is rolling, everything shifts. The same effort that used to earn you $4,000 in a year starts earning you $40,000, and then more. The hill is long, the momentum is real, and the only thing you have to do is not get in its way. Use the growth method. Govern your finances. Root your investments. Optimize your taxes. Wipe out debt. Tap extra income. And harness discipline every single day. Your first 100,000 is waiting. The snowball is at the top of the hill. All you have to do is give it a push.